I'm going to lead you through this parenthetical citation thing. There's 2 pages on the file that I shared with you. This one page is rules for doing it, and it will show you what to do if you have an author. It'll give you samples. All right, it'll show you what to do in a variety of situations. It will show you what to do with examples when there is no author. All right, so we'll give you plenty of examples on here. So if that's the way you like to look at it, then go ahead and use that. What I'm going to use, because it's simpler and quicker, is the chart, this flow chart. So what you have to do when you're determining how you cite something, you say, well, here's something from my article. Is it a quote? If it is a quote, you go down here. Easy enough. If it is a quote by the author, you go this direction. If it's a quote by somebody else, like an expert or a professor or a worker or whoever, then you go with other. And you just keep going down here, asking those questions. Does the article have an author listed? Yes. How do you cite it? You put the quote, you put the author's last name, you put the page and paragraph number, and it looks like that. Here's the quote, last paragraph, or page number, if there's a page listed. If there is no author listed, you use a shortened version of the title instead of the author. You should follow the chart and do what it says in the parentheses right there. And I showed you how to do it. Quote mark, quote, no period, end of quote, space, parenthesis, part of the title in quotes, space, the page or paragraph number, and parenthesis, period. There's more examples back here, so you can look at those. What if it is a quote by somebody not the author? It's a quote, but it's by somebody else. Does the article have an author listed? All right, so you have a quote by one person and an article by another. Here's what you have to do. So instead of saying that it came from this person, the author's article, you have to say it was quoted in, QTD period in, quoted in the author's last name, page number. But you also have to say who said the quote. So here's what you do. You need to credit the person who said the quote. Example, according to Abraham Lincoln, comma, here's Lincoln's quote. It's in the quote marks. And then for the parenthetical citation, you say quoted in, the author's last name, and then the page number. If there is not a quote, if it's a paraphrase or a summary or a statistic or something like that, all you have to worry about is there an author listed, yes or no. Then you go down and take a look at it. So if there's an author listed, you say, here's a statistic, space, no period, parenthesis, author's last name, space, page and paragraph number, and parenthesis, period. If there's no author listed, then you write the stat, space, part of the title in quotes, page or paragraph number, and parenthesis, period. That is it. This chart should get you through everything fairly easily. I'm going to walk you through several of them right now. All right, first article that I found here. All right, start at the top. It was written by L. Raphael Leaf. It was on page 54. And the quote comes from all the way at the bottom. So what I'll do is go to the file, like the one that you shared with me. I put it over here. So I want to paraphrase this. I didn't think it's a very good quote. I put it in my own words. I said the number of academic leaders who say online learning is not as good as face-to-face learning should be dropped. Dropped from 43% in 2003 to 23% in 2013. All right, so I have all that I need to put this thing together. I have the author's name, and I know what page it came from. All right, so all I have to do is look at these things. Last name, Reef, or Rafe, and it's 54. So to cite this thing, that's it. That's all I have to do. So I put a space. This is what I'm putting in my own words, right there. This is what I'm using in my paper. Put a space, put a parenthesis, you put the person's last name only, you put a space, you put the page number. That's it. There's no number symbol, there's no PG, period, nothing like that. You end a parenthesis and put a period. That is the first one. All right, here's another sample from the second article. Superintendent of Public Schools, Chris Reichtel. Here's his quote. All right, now where did this come from? This came from an article by Retka, and there is no page number. Look, I'm looking at the citation. There's no page number listed here. So I have to count paragraphs from Retka's article. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. Okay, this quote came from paragraph 7 of Retka's article. It is a quote. So in my parentheses again, it came from paragraph 7. And I put my period at the end. There's no punctuation here, but we want to get rid of this. Now, remember, this wasn't an article written by this rectal person, okay? Reichtal, whatever it is. So you have to put QTD period in, quoted in. Let me capitalize that, so I don't want to do that. So I have to do a couple things when it's somebody not the author. I have to tell who it is. I have to know who it is. Why are they credible? According to Superintendent of Public Instruction, Chris Reichtel, perfect. I need to know who that person is. And then I put a comma. Then I put the quote in quotes, space, parenthesis, QTD in, author's last name, paragraph number in this case, and parenthesis period. All right. How did I do that? I just went down through my chart. Is this a quote? Yes, it was. Who's this quote by? Somebody other than the author. Does the article have an author? Yes. So I have to say, according to that Reichtel person, I put Reichtel's quote. I say quoted in the author's last name and the page or paragraph number. Well, I got 2 more I'll go through real fast for you. Number 3, this one came from, I think, InfoTrack. Look at the top. It was written by Dan Brooks. There is no page number listed, so I have to count paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4, paragraph 5. This quote came from paragraph 6. All right? It is a quote by the author. All right? It was not said by anybody else. It was said by the author. So I know I need to have paragraph 6 and Brooks. That's all. All right, here's the quote. So I put quotes around it. I don't need to say according to or anything like that because it's by the author. And then I simply put Brooks because that's his last name. I put 6 because it came from paragraph 6 and we don't have a page number. That is it. That is all you have to do for that. When I went down the chart, what do? Is it a quote? Yes. Does it have an author? Yes. Who is the quote by? The author. That is all I have to do. And then there's one more sample I'll show you. 4th article. Another InfoTrack article. This only has 1 paragraph. There's no page number listed. Oh, no, there is a page number. Look, page 29. There it is, right down there, page 29. And it was written by nobody. Okay, there's no author listed. So when we have no author, we have to use the title or a shortened version of the title. Usually you don't put the whole title, you just put a shortened version. So here we go. I'm using this quote. Quibi founder. Oh, nope. I'm going to tell who said it. Quibi founder, Jeffrey Katzenberg's idea. So this is my intro. This is who said it because it wasn't the author. The author didn't say this. So I put Katzenberg's words in quotes. I don't know why this isn't all bold. So I put all that in quotes. Then I need to cite it. Right? This was not said by the author. So I have to do quoted period in, where did it come from? Let me go back and double check that. It came from this goofy title. It really is a goofy title. And we said it came from what, page 52? Something like that. Well, 29. That was the earlier one. 29. So we go back here. It came from this goofy title. Since it is a title, you have to put it in quotes. And since it's a longer title, I'm just going to put a little part of it. So, yeah, I know the question mark is part of it, and it's in caps, which is weird. And then I put the 29, and then my period at the end. So, who is this person? What's their title? What's their exact word in quotes? I have to say it's quoted in. I have to put a part of the title because there's no author. I put the page number because there is one. I end it, and I always put the period at the end. Folks, those are 4 examples. Go through yours. Try them. Share the file with me. Ask me questions as necessary. You guys have a good week.